reincarnation to a certain degree.
Well, I think reincarnation is true. I think reincarnation is has a lot of effect because it's stories saying that when you do get ready to make your journey, don't go to the light because the light gonna bring you back here.
Mm.
You
Okay.
know, and I can see that because if you got a bug, any kind of bugs or whatever, and it's at nighttime, you put that light in, it attracts them. We'll
What
go
that mean?
straight. Them bugs go straight to the light.
Well, what that mean?
You get zapped. And get zapped. You hear me?
Mhm. So
So a lot of things tell us how to be just by looking at nature.
yeah.
If we didn't have no books, no nothing, only thing we had was our conscious mind and nature, we'll know how to get to God. Because nature's going to teach you.
But do you believe all nationalities have that same ability?
I get what you're saying. All right, I'm gonna say it like this. White people come from us. They are our children. Simple as that. We created them. So knowing if we created them and keep doing on, so they got some of our DNA.
Hmm.
So they're always gonna be our children. Now, what level they're gonna be into the next phase, I believe that determines how you carry yourself here.
Okay. So do you believe? Well, I'm gonna give you a great example, right? You have some white people that sound like they all for black people. They all for us, you know what I mean? But then when you ask them a question, they like a question like, what you think about reparations for the black people? They be like, I don't think that'll work. I don't think that'll work. That won't work. That won't work. So I'm just trying to get you to see that, you know what I'm saying? White people, it's white people out here that could pretend or say they got their best interests of black people, but when it comes to doing something for black people, that's how you can see if the white person really got the black man back, black people back. I don't want to hear nothing about how sorry they feel, what they do, what they did, and all that. I want to see if they full us getting reparations, and think about it. We the only group of people that don't get reparations for something that happened to us. Everybody else get it. Chinese people get it. Asian people get it. So-called Jews get it. So everybody get it. That said they had something happen to that they lineage or whatever. But black people. So I was just asking that to try to see if you understood that far as that. How you felt about that? He must be answering the phone. Where you at, Molly?
I feel about that.
Say it
We
again.
all here. Hold on, Marty. Take over for a minute, please.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in early, coach. Put me
Yeah.
in, coach.
Hey, listen what I'm saying? I see how you feel about that, Molly.
Oh man. Reword it to me. I want to get it again. I want to get it
Okay,
from
so I was saying how y'all feel about you had white people that play a role like they got our back and say,
you.
oh, shame on the other white people, shame, and try to make it seem like they got our back. But when it comes to reparations or what I'm saying, to pay for the things that their forefathers did to our peoples and got how they got us in the situation right now to this day when we built the whole United States of America. And then they turn around and say, "Well, I don't think that money won't work. There'd be too much money being spent, and this, that, and the third." They got all these other excuses of why they can't give us money. Do you think? Like I feel that they don't want us to get nothing because they feel we're gonna get empowered. Do you think that they scared of us having real power?
Nah, I think if they gave us money, we'd give it right back to them within a year or two time because they own most of everything. I just think we never got reparations because we declared that we black, and then in a lot of the paperwork, reparations can't be given to slaves. So as long as we keep claiming that we slaves, which is black, then we can't actually get reparations. So it's till we stop actually identifying as black and all those things, we can get reparations.
We,
We
we
fought
identify
about
we identify as foundational Black Americans. We identify as that. We don't identify as Black
yeah,
foundational Black Americans. I mean, that's not. It's not that until we stop saying we not slaves. We are the ancestors of slaves. Slaves. It's not, and it's just it is what it is. We can't say that because it is what it is. We over here because our ancestors was forced to come over here. We not over here because we immigrants. So the facts are the facts. And to sit there and say, well, we got money for these people, these groups, these people, group of people, and not for us because you just said because we can't claim it. We claim it. What's the facts? It's just an excuse they keep making. And what you said about we'll give it right back. A lot of them will get right back in the economy. That's fine. That's why we would stimulate the economy even more with the money. So it's a win-win for the economy. Just like you just stated. Oh, the money gonna go right back to them anyway. Well, it don't matter with them as long as you say you clear that debt with these people. It don't matter. They're spending on bubble gum. It don't matter. Back to you, Mark.
nah, you right. But I think a lot of people just believe the history they giving us. Why would they ever tell you where you're from? Why would they ever tell you the truth? So yeah, they've been told we slaves and we came from Africa. I don't believe that. Most of my family that I know of, they was here already. They from this land. So they tricking you to say that you native to this land as well. That's why people say, I'm native American, I'm native
No, we
this.
never say we native. It's
I'm indigenous. You
Black people was on
indigenous.
this earth before Indians. That's a fact.
Yeah,
That's a
they
fact.
indigenous to this country,
Yeah,
you know.
but that don't make you.
Black
We,
indigenous
we,
people.
we, but we still had to go through the hardship of the government. It don't. I'm not. It don't matter if he was coming here before. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that what the government promoted and what they did. You see what I'm saying? This wasn't done by no group of people that just put masks on their face. The government promoted it, and so since the government promoted it, our demise, they got to pay for it. It
Yeah, they
don't
got
matter
this government didn't always exist that you think of.
what government. It don't matter. Oh, listen. This same way this government ain't going to exist 1,000 years from now, it don't matter because they're gonna die. That's why it ain't gonna exist. Of course, the government ain't gonna be the same government. They're gonna die, but they're gonna pass it on to they children. No government is the same as the government 100 years ago. The government 200 years ago wasn't the same as the government right now. They just go like this. This is passed them. They just passed the baton. It ain't like it ain't. It's the same. Trust me, it's the same. It's the exact same. They're
No,
doing the exact same
it didn't
things.
always, so you believe the government just always existed. It was never a beginning. That's what I'm telling you.
I believe the government always existed. No, the government had a time when they existed. You got to understand that. But you could pull it up. You could pull it up on a smartphone. When did the United States of America government form? It'll tell you.
Yeah.
1392, 1472. It'll tell you. It'll
But
tell
that's
you.
the fight. That's why you had the war. That's what the war was about. It wasn't all about we want to free the slaves and all this stuff. It's about money. You know,
Yeah,
that's all it came about the money. You know, so it's like at the end of the day, the country wasn't all united. So this
it don't
government
matter.
united now, that's not the same government that was then.
Listen, no, why it don't matter. The country wasn't united because we gotta pay. We gotta pay things for people that we ain't had nothing to do with. Great example. When we pay money for the fake Jews over there because the so-called Holocaust they had to go through, the American people don't get to say, well, we ain't had nothing to do with that. We pay stuff for people that we ain't had nothing to do with too. So it don't matter. It's what the government allowed and what they did. They got to pay for it. We paid our taxpayers pay dollars to people that we ain't had nothing to do with what they went through. But we still in America, so we pay taxes to these people too. Our money go to these people too. So to sit there and say, well, these people, this one country ain't had nothing to do with it, and there's people some states, not countries, some states ain't had nothing to do with it. All the states benefit from slavery. It don't make a difference. They all benefit from us being in slavery.
But
Even
y'all
though
just assumed that only white people were slave owners. That's like believing that only white people own businesses. Now, you never heard of black owned businesses? There was black slave owners out here. For
yeah,
some reason, they just tell you the history that it was only white people. No,
mhm,
it had some black people out here that own slaves. It's no different than a black person owning a barber shop or something.
mhm,
You got
mhm,
white
no,
owners, it's just
mhm,
majority white
mhm,
owners.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm,
I'm just saying. You can tell your
mhm.
truth from what you learn. I'm telling
Listen,
you what I learned
it's
about
no
this.
way you might if it was a black slave owner, that ain't gonna
I
that
can
ain't
pull
gonna
them
that
up.
ain't gonna
I can pull them up.
I ain't finished. That's not gonna matter. That's not listen what I'm telling you. That's not gonna matter. If it was a black slave owner, that won't make a difference. Like I said, the government funded this practice. The government.
Funded
If a
what?
black man, if it's a couple of black men with slaves, so what? But the whole point was the black man didn't go over there and bring no slaves over here. The black man, just like you could say, they're gonna talk about black men with guns and black men with
Bring it
drugs.
in.
We didn't bring it over here. We didn't bring it over here.
Explain this since you believe so much that we came over here in the slave boat, which we didn't. What boats did they bring them over here in? And think of
They
the
got
years
the
that
boat.
they came over here with boats that actually was in the water at the time. The boats that can actually make that trip didn't even exist at the time, and it's still boats today that can't make that trip. So when do you ever see people go down to a certain place and go visit the slave boat? You think if this boat actually existed, that they won't have a museum with this joint put up big as day so people to come visit? It's just a story, and people
No.
fall into the story. And once you fall for the story, you believe the lies. It's no way. We already been here. We've been here. We ain't come from Africa. Why
No.
go all the way across America to grab something that's right here, right now?
You're
That's
not,
what the
you're not,
whole
listen,
world is
listen,
about.
listen. Listen to me for a second. All black people was not in America. We was in Jerusalem. We fled Jerusalem and went into some.
Everywhere.
I heard it. Black people were around the whole world. So to sit there and say, how do we? I'm not disputing that some black people wasn't already over here. That's common sense. We both agree to that. But yes, they did bring Israelites
From
from
Africa.
over Africa to America. That's a known fact. You
Say
can't
that
debunk.
they had them
You can't
chained on the
debunk it.
boat.
You can't debunk
I
it
can. I
if it's
can.
thousands of people already can show pictures of it. Can
No, they
show
can't.
actually
They're not real pictures.
show
The
me.
people
I
died.
ain't gonna say show me. I
You
ain't gonna say
never
show me. I ain't
seen
gonna
the
say show me.
moon before.
I've
You never
never in
seen
my
the
life.
earth before
You the
neither. You
first
think
person.
you seen the earth.
You
You
the
never
first
seen
person I ever talked to out of almost 50 years on earth that said there wasn't no such thing as slavery. You and you think I'm gonna believe what you saying?
I ain't say such thing as
Out of all my
slavery.
life now, my whole life,
I never
you the
said such
first
thing as
person.
slavery.
No, you
You
said that.
listening.
No, you
You
said they didn't bring
talking,
it
but
from
you're
Africa.
not
You said
listening.
they didn't bring it from Africa,
You
and it's
not
on a
you
slave ship.
talking, but you're not listening. I
I'm
said
back
we
up.
didn't come from Africa. They
Right.
didn't bring us over on the boat. We
You
already
the
here.
first person. You the first person in my 50 years of living that said this. Now just think about that. Now you the first person. I'm not saying you're the only person. I'm not saying you're the
Yeah,
only person. But you're the
yeah.
first person in my whole life that I've heard that
That's why we talk.
we didn't come from Africa. We was already here. They just made us slaves from over here. There was a lot of us already
Yeah,
here, and they just
yeah,
made the slave. You're the
yeah.
first person. You're the
Look,
first person.
just think about
So
this.
so
If
so
you,
you making history now. You making history right now. This is what
no,
this
I'm
is.
just saying. Just
You
think of
just,
this.
I'm listening.
It's
Go ahead.
dogs. We think dogs is pets, but to me, they slaves. You basically forcing them to be your pet. And well, if they have a baby, you can sell it off to somebody else to own it. At the end of the day, if you wanted to get some dogs and start your own dog breeding, would you go all the way to Africa, go get some African dogs, even though it's dogs right here? Would you go all the way to Africa, risk basically having your son die?
Now you're not making no sense. You talk about
Okay,
a
you're not
dog that you
understanding
could
it.
get from here. Now would I go over to
That's what
Africa?
I'm saying
Yeah, I
is,
would.
so
Yes, I
you're not
would. Yes, I would.
you're not
Yes, I would.
comprehending it.
And the answer is
That's what I'm
yes.
saying.
The answer
When you
is
get the
yes. If
same
I'm trying
dog,
to get the answer is yes, because dogs can't build a civilization.
that's bad business.
Listen, if you ask me if I got black people already over here, would I go to Africa and go get some more? The answer would be yes. That's money. That
You're
people are
not getting
consider
it.
money.
You're
Oh,
not getting it. Why
you
would you?
said
That's
dogs.
exactly money. Why would you spend money to go all the way to Africa, risk half your start? You got to
Because it's
feed
free
these people.
labor. Because it's free labor. That's
You're
why.
not
That's
getting
why.
it.
Because it's
You're
going
not
to be
getting it.
free labor. You ask the question. I'll tell you why. Because it's going to be free labor, and my money I'm gonna
What
make so
you're
much
not
money
getting
off
is
of it.
going to
Why
be
wouldn't I
free.
do it?
It's going to be free labor with the black people here. That's what you're not
They don't
getting.
have it. They didn't have enough.
You're
It
not
was. It
comprehending
wasn't
what I'm
enough. It
saying.
wasn't enough. It
How
wasn't
was it
enough.
enough? Who told you that?
Who told you it was?
Who in the
Who
world
told
told
you?
you
Tell me who
it
told you it was
wasn't
enough
enough
black people
people?
over here that they ain't need to go to Africa. You tell me
It
who
was
told you
more.
that.
It was
You tell me who
more
told
than
you that.
enough black people over here that they ain't got to go to Africa.
Who told you that?
I know that. That's
Mm-mm,
why I'm
mm-mm,
here now.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
You ain't
mm-mm,
got to tell me
mm-mm,
that it's
mm-mm,
comprehend.
mm-mm,
It makes sense.
mm-mm,
How many people in
mm-mm.
China? So you got to go
It's not.
somewhere
It's
else
not.
to
You
get
can't
enough.
just. You
We
can't
didn't know
just say
before time.
you can't just say something common sense without no proof of it. That don't work. You can't tell me something common
I'm
sense.
telling you, proof. You never listen. You talk more than you listen. So I'm gonna just let you talk because every time I try to explain something, it's like it's going over your head, and you starting to trying to talk before I can finish it. So it ain't gonna make sense to you. Literally, I'm saying is if you got black people literally right here beside you, now you saying it ain't enough black people. That don't even make sense. Now you saying now don't grab them. I'm telling you that they enslaved the people that was already here. It was more than enough people here. It was hundreds of different tribes. I don't know why in the world you think it was just like 10,000 black people in the whole United States. That's just amazing. Even though Black Chocolate City, it just amazing me. It just let me know that they already got you
You
Can I?
believing
can't
in the slave
Hey,
trade. You
can I
never look
chime in
more
on
into it.
this? Can I?
now,
Can I
hold on,
chime
hold
in
on,
on
hold on.
this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna chime in, but I want you to hear what he says for a second.
I,
He said he don't believe they brought people from Africa over here. He said he don't
I
believe
don't
that.
know.
He
I
I'm
said
don't
we
going
know.
just, oh,
to break it down to you.
he said they had all enough black people they needed. They didn't need to travel to Africa to get no more black people. They had enough to do the slaves over here. He don't got no proof of that, but he says common sense. Now your turn. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So, we've been told a lie on so many things, and whereas that the lie became true to us, because that's the only thing we've been programmed to think and believe in. But just think about it. Well, I guarantee you, if you check your DNA, you got Indian in you. Well, excuse me, I don't mean to call them Indians. Um, what's the word, Marty? Help me out. Um,
What's the
hold
name in the
on.
Bible? The name in the Bible for
No,
him?
not the Bible. The Indians is that's like a bad word to call them Indians, but I can't think of the name. But it popped up in my head. Charles Mind number heart. So look, so you got to realize something. The lie and the whitewash. Well, I'm gonna tell you why that statement is accurate. I'm gonna tell you why, Sultan. You got to realize one thing, and Malcolm said it best. Plymouth Rock, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Where's Plymouth Rock? That's in the United States. In other words, we was already here. Black people flood the whole world, bro. In Asia, wherever it is, was black people. We are the original people.
Never
So
disputed that.
let me finish.
Go ahead.
So the lie, this is why the lie was put in place. Just based on what you said about reparations. Okay? We ain't never get no reparation. The reason we won't get no reparation because we looking in the wrong place for our land. They got us looking in Africa, so they won't give it. But the Native Americans, the Native, which is the Indians,
They get
they
reparations.
got reparations,
Okay.
right? Because they gave the money towards the people according to their land.
So what was our
But
land at?
when you go when you look at the Indians that they gave the money to, they are fair-skinned Indians. They're not the dark Indians like us. Think about the Mexicans. They part of Indian as well, Indians. But you got the light ones and you got the dark ones. The dark ones, the originators. We are the original people. So they didn't to say that they brought all of us over here on a slave ship. They had to put that line in place because we knew if we truly knew where we was from, and everybody knew we was from here, they'd go
Take
broke trying
our
to give us
land back.
reparation.
So time up a minute. This is in the Bible. This is not what the law they put in place. These words are in the Bible that
So
he
that
put us
means
on.
it's true.
Hold on. That the Most High put us on a slave ship. It's not that white man lying and saying they did. The white man ain't write the Bible.
He
The
did.
white man did not write that Bible.
The Bible
What?
you believe in, who wrote it? Who was
Who
King
wrote it?
James? Name King James. Tell me
Well,
who.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. If the white man wrote the Bible, why he ain't describe Jesus as a white man with blue eyes and blonde hair?
Why? Because he's trying to take over the other people. He want to make this God your God, so he can use this God to believe that this me.
Uh, I'm confused. I'm confused. Around the world, when you go to Russia, we go all these
Did
different places.
man write a
They
book?
got all
Did
black.
God
They
come
got
down here
all
and
black
write a
Jesus.
book? Did
They
God
got
come down
hold
and write
on.
a book? We can keep it real simple. Did man write the book or did God write the book? We ain't gonna play this
Men,
God word.
men wrote the book.
So name a time how do it be ever come God words? How did that happen?
It's
It's,
not.
It
it's
never
whatever
is.
We know it's whatever you believe. It's no need for somebody to try to explain something. If it's like a great example, right?
Believe.
It's whatever you believe. It's no need. If you don't believe something, somebody can tell you why. It don't matter to a person that don't believe that. So it's just no need to explain it. I can explain it, and it don't matter. So it's all about belief. It's all about belief. If you don't believe something, a person can explain to you in full detail what they believe and why they believe it. It don't make no difference to a person that don't believe what they believe. So it really don't matter.
But I'm saying what you believe in is somebody else's belief. They gave you that belief. They wrote it in a book. You read
And
it.
what you believe, somebody else believe the same thing you believe. So it's
No,
we right. You're right. Somebody believe what you believe.
I believe what I see, and I understand that common sense that makes sense. I don't believe in fairy tales. It gotta
Well,
make sense.
I don't think that don't make sense that we was put on slave ships. I don't think that don't sound far fetched to me at all.
Why? You just think our people would just give our people away? That's how you would do? You
They're
telling
not
me
our
a
people.
white
They're
man
not
can
our
come to
people.
you
They're not
right
our people.
now?
They're not
You
our
telling
people.
me a white man can come to you right now and say, "Hey, just give me a few thousand of y'all niggas. We just
That's
gonna
what I
bring them
thought.
over
Look,
here
that's a good
and,
question.
and
Look,
enslave them."
that's a good
That
question.
makes
That's
sense.
what I thought. That's a good question. That's what I
Why we
thought
don't
too.
look African? Why we don't
Listen,
look like Africans
listen,
at all?
listen. That's a good question. So I was like, damn, they actually sold some of us. I was like, damn. Oh no, not sold some of us. Listen. I said, damn, at least they didn't get all of us. That's what I was thinking in my mind before I knew about the Bible. I said, at least they didn't get all of us. You know, it's Africans over there right now. At least they shoot all of us ain't get captured. But then I learned the Bible and I realized that the Africans was helping them round us up. We're not the same nationality as the Africans. It's simple as that.
But we
So
came
if you
from
don't,
there. How
so
we
hold on.
not?
So if you don't believe that,
No,
then
I'm
hey, you
just
don't believe
saying.
that. I believe that.
How you believe both? How you believe that we came from Africa, which make us African, but you believe that we not from
No,
Africa? Which one
well,
are we? Not these
I
people off
said we
here.
fled. I said our peoples fled Jerusalem. We fled Jerusalem from the
We
Romans,
still
and
from
we
there. If I leave Maryland, I'm
we
still
went.
from DC. It don't matter if I move to
Everybody.
Florida. I'm still from DC. I can move to fucking Hawaii. I'm still
You
from DC.
listen. Every nationality that's brown is not everybody brown not the same nationality. That's the whole point. Everybody that's dark skin is not the same nationality.
Them
Just
Africans
because you
don't look nothing like
just
us.
because look, just
And what
because
part
you
of
got
Africa
brown
they
skin, we
take us
got all
from?
not the same nationality. That's what I'm saying.
What
We
part
not,
of
we,
But
Africa they
I
take us
haven't even finished my whole thought
from? Africa big.
pattern
Africa big.
of what I was saying.
What part of Africa they take us from? It's white people that live in Africa. It's a lot of white people that live out there. Why they ain't take their own people? You know, it's just weird stuff that they be saying and making up. It's just like, what part of Africa? What part do we go
trust
back?
me.
Did they tell you that?
They tell you everything. You got scholars that know everything you asking me. I'm not a
They
scholar,
won't.
but trust me, they'll
They
tell
won't.
you just like this. You asking these questions, you will get the answer to.
No,
But
they will
I'm
make
not a
something
scholar.
up. They
But
will read
it's not like
something.
this was like something that I heard of today or you know
Oh, no,
it's
I heard
it's
it
already
too.
everything you asking. They got answers for you. You just asking the wrong person.
Nah,
So
I
look,
asked you.
go
I
ahead.
know that. Nah, go ahead, King. I didn't know you about to say something. It's like a delay on my side.
So look, check this out.
Come back.
We got to understand that I don't take their book on earth as God. I take it as guidance, and it could be some people who put the word in the Bible and the Quran based on their experience. That's how books be created, based on their experience with God and all. But nevertheless, regardless, the Bible, Quran, Torah, whatever book is spiritual, you still have to read the code. You can't take it for face value. I tell everybody that because reason I say that is they say we were from Africa, so we won't claim our land, bro. That's the game. They done stole everything from us. They stole our mind, our memory.
Our identity.
Exactly. Did you say it right there? Our identity. So they got us looking over there in Africa, thinking that's our homeland, and our homeland is here. And the reason I know that for a fact,
It is our homeland because we here.
oh no. Let me tell you why fact. My grandmother, my great grandmother, full-fledged Blackfoot Indian. Full-fledged. Do they say they came and got the Indians and brought them over here?
Nope.
Nope.
But they identify us coming from Africa, right? Because of our color, right? That's why they did it, because of our color. Do you know the people in Africa don't even like us because they know we're not from there?
We're from Jerusalem, like I said.
Bruh, Jerusalem, that's the Middle East. That's still Africa. They just changed the continent. They changed the name of
All
it.
that's I'm not disputing.
Africa
They
is
changed that name.
huge.
Africa is not the name in the Bible. That's not. It's not called Africa in the Bible. I understand that. I understand that. But it's still, we still know we the same. It's just like we not African Americans.
You say hold up. So you saying they went straight to Jerusalem to bring them over there to put them in slavery?
no. Listen. If you believe, you ain't got to. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying what the Bible saying. It's not about what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't here. I wasn't there. I'm only saying what I believe. People read whatever they read and they believe what they want to believe. So this is what I believe. You see what I'm saying? It's not like, man, I'm not forcing it down your throat. The Bible says we fled Jerusalem because the Romans was trying to, slaughter. They was trying to slaughter all the Jews. We fled Jerusalem. We blended in some of the Africa, the places. But the Most High already had ordained that he gonna put us on slave ships because we were disobedient. The children, the 12 tribes of Israel, we were disobedient. So he gonna put us on. He gonna punish us and send us on a slave ship to people that we never seen before, to a place we never. And we're gonna one of all things. This is in the Bible. This is in the Bible. So when we got put in the Africans helped put us in a slave ship, help capture us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't they didn't send their people over there. They didn't send Africans over there. That's why the Africa, they don't mess with us. They don't deal with us like we brothers. I had to figure that out years ago. I didn't know what was going on. I ain't know nothing about the Bible until I was 40 years old, 10 years ago. So the point I'm making is, if you believe, that's what you believe. It makes sense to when I read, it makes sense to everything been going on, how the foreigners treat us, the Arabs treat us, how the Chinese man treat us, how the African man treat us. It makes sense what the Bible said. So since I got common sense, I use my common sense, and I'm reading what it's saying, what these people do and how they act towards us. It makes sense to me. I can't make nobody else understand what I'm understanding.
You can't skip the rest of the book. Do it make sense that he say, honor your master on earth as you would honor me in heaven? Do that make sense?
Now hold on.
Everything is to cater to they liking and what they want
now
you
hold
to
on.
do.
Now listen. I feel you. Listen. I feel you. But guess what he said though? He said, and he put us in captivity because we were disobedient. He said, but this last captivity he put us in, he said, this is going to be the worst one I put y'all in all through the whole Bible. But he also said, listen, but he also said, for what these people going to do to y'all, I'm going to slaughter these people because what they're going to do to y'all. They're going to do something to y'all that no other slave master has ever done.
Why would my God allow this? My God
has not ever done.
All right. Look.
Writing about it. That's dangerous.
So let me say this.
They savages.
And the Bible talks about slave masters, honor your slave master, and all that. Then it says, slave masters, you love you, treat them, treat them with greatness, because you have a master too, right?
Right.
All right. The first story you saying, I know the story. I read it. I was going about that same story myself, okay, and telling it and preaching it. But I realized one thing. Check this out. Didn't God give us free will?
I think so. Based on the
Bible. And God gave us free will, right, to choose,
based
right?
on the Bible, they did.
No.
According to the Bible.
Read it. Now you ain't read scripture, so no, you can't put it right up. But no, free will.
It contradicts.
Put like this. We already have what he want us to do. Of course, if free will means, if you want to look at it, I don't think free will is doing whatever you want to do. Now, I don't consider that free will. Free will is like, okay, you don't have great example. The white man, even if he decided to do what we doing, he can't get the same thing that we getting. You know what I'm saying? So it don't. So we hit certain people on this earth are already here for a reason. It don't make no difference. So it don't even make no difference. That's my point. So free will, it don't make no difference. That's what I mean by that free will. You could do whatever you want to do. It ain't even gonna matter. Free will don't mean nothing. You ain't gonna be able to even get to certain things that certain people get, even if you do the certain things that the people that the Most High children He want them to do. You can't get the same thing they get. So it don't even
We
matter.
ain't getting. We've been punished the whole time.
Salvation.
We been punished. We gotta wait till we die to see what comes at the end. That sounds like some evil shit people would trick you into. You ever see somebody come back from the dead and say, "Bruh, they was right."
Don't get me wrong. Listen,
Evan
don't
is
get me wrong. I feel you, brother. Don't get me wrong. I
Hey,
feel you, but we ain't going.
listen
That
what
ain't what it's saying. That's not what it's saying. We gonna get it right here too. We gonna get it right here
That's
too.
what I'm saying. When? Why you enslaved for 400 years? That's getting it too.
Nah, we were. I
Then
mean,
in
we
the book
weren't.
it say
No,
that
we
this
weren't.
supposed to happen to you.
But you
God
gotta
wrote this
remember.
in the book.
But
He wrote this
look
in
what we
the
were
book.
before that. Look what
It's
we were
gonna get
before
worse
that.
than it.
We were
What?
kings before that. Hakeem, help me out. We was kings and
We
queens
still
before that, though.
kings
We
and
had the world. We ruled the world before that, though.
we
We ruled the
still
world
rule the
before that.
world.
Help me out, Hakeem. So we had to get out, taste our own medicine. Hakeem, help
Uh,
me out. We
No,
ruled the
why
world.
they
We ruled the
let me
world.
finish what I'm about to say, because every time I get cut off. Let me
evil
finish.
not white and black, man.
Free
That's all it
will.
is.
Free will. God gave us free will. Can we agree to that or not?
I believe so. I believe we got free will. I
You
think
don't
people
think God gave us free will? The Bible don't talk about free will?
probably not. I don't
Wow.
know.
Nope.
I
Nope.
thought yeah.
Nope.
Everything written, like everything that you do, like I'm about to do this and do this. It was already written. He knew I was gonna do it. That's
Yep.
basically how the Bible
Yep.
said. So
Yep.
if you do something wrong, why feel guilty about it? God wrote that. So when people out here they just slaughtering, killing people, God wrote it. He knew he'd do it. He told him to do it. Like it don't make sense. That's when free will come in. That's when people say, "Oh no, he had free will. God ain't make him do that. It's written already." Everything that's happened is already written. God written all this evil that happened to us, all this evil that's going on. They got in that book written that. Like, no, my God wouldn't do that. You got free will to be good and evil. It don't matter about no color. That's what people. They Bible turned that race thing into the white man, the white man, the white man. No, I told it's black slave owners out here. It's still black evil people out here. That's why they use black celebrities to get us all the time because people just believe
It's
the white
evil.
man is only evil. All of these motherfuckers
Listen,
evil. It's
it's
good
evil
versus
in
evil.
it's evil in
That,
every race.
and
That's
we
a
gotta
known
start
fact.
saying
But
white
what
man,
makes
the
the
white
white
man.
man the devil? He murdered more people on the whole earth than any other race. This is why the white man. Now I'm just telling you some facts. Now
How
I'm
would
not
you
just
know
talking.
that? How would
I
you know
know
that?
that. Hold on.
How long the earth been around? Remember you said we
I
ruled
know
the
that.
earth
Look,
for thousands.
hold on.
You ain't gonna
I
let
know
that.
that because I'm not the only one that quote just saying what I'm saying. A white man will tell you the same thing. A
I'm
white man
saying what
has
you
murdered
saying
more.
though.
Listen, the white race has murdered more people on the planet Earth than any other nationality. This is why he's considered the devil. Then you could take the microphone. This is why, and
So
I'm just telling
the
you why.
Hutus, what they
Everybody
call
murdered. Everybody
Hotel
murdered.
Rwanda? You ever seen Hotel Rwanda? The Hutus and the Hutus, like the black people. It's so many wars that went on, black versus black. Didn't you just say we was kings at one time? So who was killing them? Who was
I
killing
didn't
us
say
then?
we didn't kill. You're not listening. You're not
No, I'm
listening.
just saying for you
Every
to
race
keep
kill.
count.
Every race kill. Every race kill.
So
The
for
white
you to
man has
keep
killed
count.
more people than any other nationality. That's all I said. Every race killed. That's common
When did
sense.
you start keeping count? When did y'all start keeping count?
When did we start keeping count?
Exactly. How long the earth been around? When was the first killing? And who kept count from there?
All right,
That's
White
what
man,
now.
I'm saying.
hold on, listen. The white man has went into different civilizations. It was 3.5 million of them. He left that joint. It was 100,000. The white man did this around the world. It's not.
The
I'm not just
Jews.
talking.
You keep
They
saying
killed. They murdered
color.
black
They
people.
black too. It's some black people that's Jewish. It's no. It's evil versus good versus evil. Y'all keep thinking it's just white man. Like white man ain't never raped a black
You
woman. Had
asked the
a kid and
question
say
why.
that
You asked the
Obama
question.
got
I
a white
told you
woman.
the answer.
All
He
And I
right,
can't
look.
murdered
tell
the
you.
most people. That's all. That's the
All right,
answer.
look. Let me go back on free will. Okay.
Yeah.
You saying ain't in the Bible. All right. This is the story of Adam and Eve in Genesis 2 and 3. Is one of the most earliest and clearest example of free will. God placed Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden and commanded them to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. They are given the freedom to obey or disobey this command.
Exactly.
So we was given free will, brother. You
I'm
follow what I'm saying? That's in the Bible.
slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. I'm gonna ask you a good. This is a good question. I've been, and I both of y'all going chime in. Only way that answer, only way what you said could be true. Did God ever do that to you?
Huh?
According to your book, your Bible,
Listen
they
to what I'm asking
already
y'all. This is
do
what I
it.
ask you. Did God ever do that to you? Did God ever say, look, if you don't bite from this tree. If you bite from this tree, you did he ever tell you something like that before?
That's a metaphor. So in other words, that's
So
for you to do good. Do good. It ain't the tree it's talking about. It's the choices that we have to make, good or evil.
okay, but guess what though? If that's a metaphor, taking an
But that's
apple
in the
off a tree.
Bible, though. The Bible
Listen,
isn't.
listen,
The
listen.
whole Bible is a metaphor.
Right, but taking an apple off the tree and doing something evil, you compare taking an apple off a tree to doing something. What's evil to you? What you consider evil?
Nah, we can't dance around this. The bottom line is the question is that the Bible
He
and that
don't.
was saying that we have free will. Point
He
blank.
don't. Yeah, he knows free will. It should. I
What
put it
happened?
up there so y'all can read.
I couldn't see y'all, so I thought I was gonna bounce out, but I just knocked myself out. I
All
got
right,
back to them.
so the question is, it
I
ain't
don't see
about.
y'all. Oh, I
Hold
see
on,
y'all.
hold on. It ain't about. The question is, it's not about uh, good or what is the evil. The bottom line, God gave us free will. That's first of all. It's in the Word. It's in the Bible. It's the same Bible everybody read. He gave us free will. It's in the Quran. He gave us free will. That's what we
Okay.
got to understand. It's free will.
The point I'm making is he already made certain nationalities to do certain things, so it don't matter. That's what I was saying. It don't matter.
Listen,
They
listen what
can't.
I'm saying to you, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
Listen what I'm saying. See, we got to understand about this thing, man. For one, we got to understand that God gave us free will, and the reason it was pointed out that way is because we have to make a choice and where we want to go, how we want to go. What I mean, how we want to go is, are we going to deal with negativity in our life to get what we want, or we going to deal with positive in our life to get what we want? That's the free will. That's a choice. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now that's in the word. We already seen the word up there, and I read it from the scripture. Anybody who's watching right now, that scripture, that's what everybody reading, that's what we going by, right?
Right. Right.
So watch this. So for God to punish the Israelites because they didn't obey, but yet he told them to give free will, that's something crazy about that.
Say that one more time.
If God gave us free will to choose right and wrong, but yet he gonna punish the Israelite because they disobeyed. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Moses, which Moses was a fair-skinned person. He wasn't even black. He was fair-skinned. You know? So yeah, look it up. I got documents. Look it up.
What fair skin mean? What that mean? He still was an Israelite. What you mean?
But listen, because you
All prophets was
no,
Israelites.
listen. Because you keep saying black man, white man. That's why I put that
It
up.
wasn't no white man. It wasn't no white man in the Bible. As far as a prophet, it
Let,
ain't no white prophet.
let me finish. Let me finish, brother. Let me finish.
Good.
So my thing is, so you mean to tell me God said you got free will to do, but He gonna punish you on your free will? It's not making sense.
Why wouldn't you think that? I'm gonna give you a great
Why
example.
would
If I tell my son,
if
listen,
God of His
if I tell
word?
my
Why
child
would He
something,
do
if
that?
I tell my child something to do, they got free will to do it or free will not to do it. And if they don't do it, I'm gonna punish them. So just like what's so hard about that to understand?
Yeah,
I don't
because
get it.
your child can hit you and physically touch you and tell you to do it. You can
Right.
tell. Now tell me when God told you to do whatever you talking about,
He
and
just
physically
said
come
the
down here and whoop
metaphor is
your
biting
ass.
the apple. That's what I'm
They
saying.
No,
never
you
mentioned
can't
the apple.
dance
They
around
never
it.
they
No,
never mentioned the
that's
fruit
disgusting.
anyway in the
It
real.
wasn't even a fruit.
wasn't
If
even.
I tell you a real story, man, your brain might come out your head, bro.
Yeah,
That's why I ain't going there.
what real story?
That's
I
why I
want
ain't
you.
going down that road. That's something you had to look on when I'm doing the other stuff. You had to look on and see that.
Hey,
But the bottom line is, listen to me, Sultan. I never told you nothing wrong. Ever since we was talking back in the days, sitting in the car, chilling, right?
yeah,
After work, right?
right,
Talking about God the whole time, right?
right.
I have evolved since then. I have got knowledge on way beyond knowledge itself.
Okay.
Okay? To take me to a whole nother plateau of life. Whereas though I can see. I'm using my pineal gland, which is my third eye, to operate now.
Okay.
And I know everybody ain't doing that because of what's in the water, brushing your teeth with fluoride, it blocks it calcifies your pineal gland. So they does that so we won't get connected truly to the spiritual essence of God with you understanding and seeing and being connected. They
Mm,
know this. That's why you see watch this, Rihanna and all them doing like this. That's the third eye. They're woke. They're panel. They don't eat what we eat. They know. Once you become elite, you're gonna know the things that keep you elite. The reason why the people of our people in the community can't be elite, we're not going to change our diets. We're not going to exercise. We're going to eat pork. We're going to drink alcohol. We're going to do everything to damage our pineal gland. We'll never be able to have our pineal gland to open up like an acorn. That same acorn is on the stick of the Roman Pope. He knows. He knows. Because the acorn represents your pineal glands. That means it's open ways though you can come and connect it with yourself, to your higher self, which will be bring you to God. When you learn yourself, when you learn God, when you seek God, you seek self. When you seek self, you seek God. There it is right there. Information right there.
what you
That's the
think,
pineal
Molly?
gland.
What you think, Molly?
Oh, they been at this for a long time, man. Like I just noticed that Christianity wasn't enough for me. Most religions just wasn't enough for me. I just like to learn more, and I don't care like to try to prove it's wrong and this is not. I like to know where it came from, who wrote it, like how genius these people was, where they get their ideas from, and most of it was astronomy. They was looking up to the sky and telling stories about how the sun evolved around the zodiac. And that's why you always got 12 disciples with the sun, sun, not son, and they just telling their stories about Christ and how the sun heals everybody. It walks on water. You see the sun reflects off water. You see everything dies without it. So it's just like it's sun worshiping, but a lot of people don't know that. That's why any picture you see of Christ, you see the sun behind him. And a lot of people don't peep that out. So once you start to overstand what they doing out here, it just pisses me off how they use it to manipulate certain people that had them follow and donate money, and they getting cars and they living this lifestyle while they followers thinking they can't get none of this until they possibly die or when they retire. It's like, no, you deserve heaven on earth right now and after. Can't nobody tell you where you was at before you got here, and can't nobody tell you where you going. But they can make up stories about it, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Everybody should have some type of imagination, just wondering where I come from and where I'm going after this. But if somebody already telling you, it's just like we taking that for fact. Like, oh, you go to hell or heaven. It probably 20 other places we can be going to. That they got it's just so much we can make up or think about or tap into, but we don't care to tap into because they got us outside source into all of these different religions. We never look within. We don't know what type of stuff Jesus and Moses and them was getting when they was meditating. God is talking to them. They keep telling they going off to quiet places by themselves. Dog, they meditating, dog. That's what they was doing. They was actually out there meditating, one with the earth. They didn't have all this television, distraction, this internet and all that. They always was walking. They live way longer than us. So it's like, what is they doing? They feeding us poison. So we can't have the experience that Moses and them had. Some of these prophets. We can see some of the things they seen. We can't turn a staff into a snake. Like they say witchcraft is bad and all that, but all of that stuff tied into together. That's all they was doing in these books. That's witchcraft. You turning staffs into a snake. You doing all types of stuff, water into wine. This stuff that I see witches do. But they don't call it witchcraft when a prophet or somebody do it. But I just think it's a guide. It can help you learn history of people that came before us, but to say that these people know where you going after, they was guessing just like us. When they was born, they ain't know where they came from and they ain't know where they was going. If they did know, they did something for us to forget. And we need to get back into doing, figuring it out. Where did we come from? Where we going? We need to tap back into what we need to do to get back that power. Because we might did know before. We might was able to talk to our ancestors, but they demonized that. They say that's bad. You shouldn't do that. So it's a lot of things that they keep us away from that I think might work best for us. That's my thoughts on that.
So now watch this. Don't get me wrong, Sultan. Don't get me wrong. That where I got to in life, I went through Christianity. I went through Islam. I went to the Torah, read the Torah. Also, the book is called the Holy Tablet by Mordecai York. That's talking about before time, things that happened, how we was in charge. Noble Drew Ali, all that. But that's information to, like you said, to guide me if I want to be right. In my spirit, in my essence, I want to do the right thing in life. I don't want to be a bad person. So I'm going to study to make me what? Good, becoming a good person. So I went through Islam. I was a Christian first. Went through Islam, went back to Christianity. Now I combine both books because you're going to need both of them. And I'm going to tell you why. If we ain't going to need both of them, why the Farrakhan read out of the Bible? He'll tell you the story about the Bible and break it down because he knows from Islam's standpoint. Islam is the physical attribute. Watch this. Islam teaches us discipline to not deal with the worldly stuff, which is, watch, the world, one thing we agree on, anything that is right, the world disagree.
Yeah.
Anything is wrong, then heighten and then embrace it. Correct?
Yeah.
So when it comes to righting wrong and trying to do the right thing in your life, you're going to read books, you're going to study certain things. But everything you study, you got to evolve. Because it's more than just the book. It's behind. I want to know behind the scene. I want to know, okay, this came from that. Once I go through that, oh, I understand that. It makes sense because you're going to apply it to every man. Because a man, if you look at men going to have the same mind thought, same conscious, but it's going to be if you're going to go the left or you're going to go to the right. No different from the left wing, the right wing. No different from black and white. No different than the right hand, left hand. See, one thing about the Creator of all he gave us balance in our anatomy, in our body. He gave us two of everything. Two of everything. Name something two that he didn't give us.
Tongue.
Okay. Okay. That's a good one. And you know why?
Nose.
No, you got two nostrils.
You ain't got two noses.
But you got two nostrils. That's a pillar.
All right,
But
I give you that. I give you that.
And the tongue, when we tell you about the tongue, you know why you only got one tongue? You only got one tongue. The only reason you got one tongue because your tongue is sharp like a blade. It cuts. That's your weapon. That's your weapon. You got two eyes, two ears, two lips, two arms, 2 feet.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Let me stop. Well, you on
Two
the road, boy.
Two of
elbows. Two
Two of
elbows.
everything. You know what that represents?
What?
Balance. Balance. He
You
gave
know,
us
you know,
balance.
I tell you about we got two sides too.
Yeah, but he gave us balance. And the reason he gave us balance
That's for
because
balance.
right.
And that's for
And the reason he
balance.
gave us
Exactly.
balance because we have to make a choice.
Oh yeah, I like that. The two signs. I ain't think of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything
Two
he gave
sides
us two of everything. So that for the
to every two
balance, and
sides.
what choice we gonna make? So when I hear the story that he sent the Israelites on a quest of destroying them because they had made a choice. So then I will question God. I can't do that. If I'm going to
Okay.
follow him wholeheartedly, because guess what? A true God wants you to do that. He's not going to
I mean,
sell you a fairy tale. A true God going to want you to understand him fully, because everything is about what? Knowledge. That's why the tree of knowledge was placed in the middle of the garden. The tree of knowledge. Everything is about knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That wisdom, knowledge, watch the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is the completion. The same, watch this, the same, watch this, the same as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Because
Trinity.
it's knowledge in each aspect of that title. How you become a father? You got to be great in all things to be able to govern, to be able to teach, to be able to feed.
Yeah, you start off
How
as a
you
Holy
become a son? How you become a son? One
Spirit.
who obeys, listens, and follows. How can you become, what's the knowledge of the Holy Spirit? Understanding yourself before you got here and knowing that you was a spirit first, and that's what you got to understand and be led by. See, parents ain't gonna teach none of this. Because
Hell no.
they ain't gonna teach none of this because they trying to get the plate come around about 4 or 5 times before you leave. Watch this. Go and get your beer money. Go and get your weed money. Go and get your food money. Go and get your bill money. They're going to take everything that you have just for them to fatten their pocket. Because
up
they're
on
not
here.
going to tell you the truth.
Most of them don't know the truth. They just copy
Now, the dogs are barking because they hear the spirit. They
paste.
ain't barking at one time. They know. They understand. They know more than what we know. That's why dogs go backwards is God.
Yeah, I think it's a lot we don't know, and I think a lot of it got to do with beliefs. It keep us from wanting to experience and doing other things and tapping into other realms. I think it's a lot of shit we can do. I think they got us on telephones, but we probably can talk telepathically. Like it's a
We,
lot
we,
of
we,
things
we already
we
born
probably can
talking like that.
they put it in movies and stuff, but it's like it's a law to talk to dolphins. Like you talk to the dolphins, you'll get locked up. It's against the law, and it just let you know we was always one with nature. It's like a lot of things. We shouldn't have to watch the news to know it's about to rain. The animals don't. They know to get the fuck out. So it's like we not that in tune with nature. But
Oh
nowadays, I
nah. No, what you said was
don't
so
feel
that's so
what's that? My man got something to say
that,
too.
Hey,
shut
he
up.
got something to say.
Look, that was so real because if we was in tune with nature, we'd know we could be outside. We was outside, we'd know it's about to rain tomorrow and all that. You know how people that's in tune
Yeah.
with the nature. They know it, they don't have to be told on TV, you know what I mean, when it's gonna rain.
Now watch this what I say about the white man and the black man.
Mhm.
You're gonna laugh, but I use this analogy a lot. I had a white dude, my man Danny, straight white boy, but a good dude. Good dude. So do I judge him based on his ancestors? Or do I judge him based on him and what he doing for me?
You judge them based on him.
Exactly. And Danny, I tell everybody, Danny's a good dude, man. I wasn't. He the one that showed me about doing electrical work, bro. He
Yeah,
showed me how to eat.
yeah, I'm an Israelite. I don't hate white people.
But
I'm not on earth to hate white people. I'm on earth to put white people in their place. That's all.
but watch
I
this.
don't hate white people.
We ain't got to put the white people in place. We put ourselves in place.
Exactly. So that's my whole point. If he already in place, I ain't gotta put him in place. So that's my point.
That's
That's
the
my
thing.
point.
So
Everything.
now watch this. That's what the Bible. That's what I talk about. Religion. It's a separatism. It's a separatism. God belongs to everybody because we created the white man. So if he wasn't supposed to be here, he wouldn't be here. But he's here for a purpose.
Yeah, that's how evil winning though keep us divided. And as
Right.
long as we believe in this race thing, because it's white people that believe they really better than black people. They really
Right.
believe it. Like they really hate us. But they brainwash. They brainwash. And there's black people out here that really just hate white people based off history of their ancestors, and it makes sense. But
And,
that's what keeping us from working together. The ones that actually for the good. The bad people working together, black, Chinese, it don't matter what nationality they on TV together, shaking hands, all that. People on the same party, but for the people who on the lower end, like regular people, we still divided. We don't really talk to other nationalities and stuff like that. We stay over here, they stay over there. You got a few people that might mingle here and there, whites and blacks, but not enough. The more we talk and get rid of this race thing, they shouldn't be talking about this history. There's no good about it. All it do is open new wounds for kids that didn't know nothing about hatred. If this white kid didn't know that y'all used to beat on his black people ancestors and this black kid ain't know that, they'd still be friends. They'll love each other probably. But the minute you hear that, I know the first minute I heard it, I was like, fuck all white people. Like I can't believe they
see,
was going to my people, like hanging us it's just like I know it's history, but it's
but
like
that's the plan.
I
talking
mean,
about
you can see what they
Trump.
did in the '60s. You can see how
But
they
see,
lynched us after slavery
but
was
see,
over.
that's the plan. That's
You
the
can
That,
see
plan.
what was going on.
yeah, they
So y'all
keep
don't get it.
replaying
So y'all don't
over
get it.
and over.
They need racism
They got to.
to be a part of this world to harvest energy. You hear what I'm saying?
It works.
Because check this out. We hating on each other and blase, don't even matter. Okay. But when the day I stopped being racism, the programming from the TV, because it's a program me to hate white people based on, guess what it is? The movie Roots.
Okay.
When Roots came out, back then when I was, I'm born in 65, I'm 60. So when Roots, when it's watching television, you had the newspaper, you had the TV guy in the
Dang.
newspaper.
Dang.
And my mother set me down to watch Roots. I watched it with her. I had nothing but hate. And guess what? The elite won because I put that in my heart. Once you put hate in your heart, you're not gonna be able to move anyway because that's a low vibration. So
Yeah.
so you hate and you can't even grow the way you need to grow
Yeah.
because you put hatred in your heart. We all know God is love, so you got to overcome everything with love. I understood what Dr. King was talking about through love, but we wasn't supposed to come together. Supposed to did our own thing.
Yeah, just
So,
somebody up in. What up, King?
hey, Whitfield. Oh my goodness, brother Whitfield, my man.
Mm.
Ah, what's up, Whitfield? Now,
Hey, peace and
I'm
blessings.
glad
I'm on
you
the
here.
train, man. I'm on the
Huh?
train. I don't have my headphones, so I won't be able to speak today. But I just want to listen in, tell everybody peace and blessings, and stay
Okay.
focused.
Now we talking to a man that knows the Bible right here, in and out, in and out. Preached his whole family. He come from a lineage of greatness when it comes to the Bible. That's why I put him in. That's why I put him there. And so, Brother Sultan, based on what you talking about, I can ask him. He'll go right to the Bible. Bop, 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 bop. Right. So just to reiterate what Phil, since you just came in, we was talking about free will. God gave us free will. And that was the question. That word of God said that we have free will. My thing is, if God gave us free will, why would he punish us based off our free will? Because he gave it to us. He could have gave it to us. He could have just said, "Nah, we don't have free will, and we got to do it based on that."
My answer to that is, it's just like I said. You could use a parent. It's simple. You could use a parent, for example, a good parent. If I tell my child something, I expect my child to do it. Or you keep saying the same thing over and over again, like you can't understand the analogy. We are his
You
children.
didn't give
So
your
to
child
do
free
something,
will.
and
You gave
if
him
we
the
do it,
rule.
it's our free will to do it. If we don't, he punishes us.
No, you didn't
But
give
I
your
don't
son
think it's
free
going to
will.
punish us in a way, a form of hell. I don't think it's going to be a punishment. I think the punishment going to be on earth. That's why we stumble, bump our head. That's why he help us up. That's why I see it.
Okay.
So like you said, you gave that analogy about your son. You didn't give him free will.
Nope.
You gave him a rule. It's a
No, but he
difference.
has free will. He has free
No,
will.
he got free
He,
will from God. He
I
don't
know.
have free
Hold
will
on,
from
hold on,
you.
hold on,
Free
hold on,
will,
hold on,
that
hold on.
means that
That's
God
funny
gave
that you
it
said
to
that.
him.
That's funny
That
that you
means
said
God
that.
gave it to
That's
him.
funny that you said that. So you saying this? That's funny that you said that. That's funny. That's real funny that you said that. So you telling me, since God gonna tell you to do something, but since he gave you free, like he giving you permission to do something that he don't want you to do. Since you got free will, he gave you no, no,
No, you know why
no,
he gave us free
no.
will? I'm gonna
No,
break it
you
down
have
for you.
free will, but he didn't give it to you like as to say, well, you could do whatever you want to do since I
What
gave you
free
free
will
will.
means you
That's
can
how
do
you
whatever you
explaining it.
want to do.
What did the free
Free
Nah,
will
will
mean?
means
nah. I just realized that's how you were saying it since you said I ain't give my son free will. Come on now.
you
I ain't
gave
give my
him.
son free
God
will.
gave
I
You
gave him,
gave,
he got a choice. I told him what to do. Just like God ain't give, just like this. And now you prove
God
my
gave him the
point.
free
You
will
prove
to
my
listen
point.
to that.
You prove my point. God didn't give you free will just for you to say, well, he let me do it because he gave it to me. He gave me no, no, no. I'm
you
glad
gave
you
him
said
a
that. I'm
choice.
glad. Now you prove my point. God do not give you free will.
It's in
God
the
do not
Bible.
give
It's
you
in the Bible.
free will.
So
You prove
hold
my
up,
point.
Scripture is
hold up.
everywhere. That's what the
So
scripture.
hold up. What you saying? Now you've been quoting the Bible the whole time. So what you saying is that free will is not in the Bible. God didn't say that.
Yeah,
I'm saying the free will that
No,
you
no,
explaining it. Hold on,
the
hold on,
God
hold on.
gave us free
I'm saying
will.
the free will that you explaining it. Because just remember I said, if I tell my child something to do, you saying I didn't give him free will to do whatever he want to do.
no, you saying he still had the free will to listen or not, because you ain't giving him
Yeah,
free
that's
will.
what I'm
You
saying. I
giving him
didn't,
a rule. You giving him a rule.
but Hakeem saying God gave him a choice. Like you could do it or you don't have to do it.
No,
No, that ain't
like
what I said. That you gave the analogy. You gave the analogy that about free will that you gave your son the free will.
put that in my phone.
You gave your son the free will. You gave your son. You told your son to do something, but you gonna punish him because he didn't do it. But you didn't give him free will. You didn't say, "Hey, you gonna do that or not do that." That's free will. You can do that or not do that. It's up to you.
And he chose to listen.
He just chose to
So
listen.
so that's how you feel he told Adam about the apple. You could do that or don't
Well,
do that.
he gave him one order. He said, "Don't eat from the tree of what?
The tree of sin, I guess.
And
The
he
tree of
said,
knowledge, good and evil.
he
Yeah,
didn't listen.
yeah.
He didn't listen.
Tree of knowledge, good and evil."
So he had free will if he ain't listen.
So he had free will. If he exactly, because if you don't have free will, you're gonna listen
He's a
all the
robot.
time based on what
He's
that
a
person say.
robot. Robots don't have free will. Like my TV can't do what the fuck it want to do. I can unplug it or not. You know, like
So
I have free will. I can choose
right,
I'm
but
to.
gonna,
all I was saying is
I'm gonna show you what
I
you
can't
know
made
this
a point
person.
like, well, why God gonna punish you if he gave you free will? That was the point that
Oh,
Hakeem
okay,
made.
okay. I see what he's
You see
Okay,
what
saying.
I'm saying?
all
Yeah,
right. So now let me finish it. Now I can tell you. So
yeah.
why
He
he's gonna
said
punish us
do wrong.
based
I see
on
what saying?
based on us not doing what we're supposed to do, right?
Mhm.
But he gave us free will. All right. So the free will is for us to learn, knowing that we're going to do certain things to get back to him. See, God is true. If the God I serve is true, he's not going to punish you for your mistakes. Your mistakes you own to yourself. Because
Yeah,
at this time now, you should have enough knowledge and wisdom to know that that fire is hot. Why you going to put your finger over top of it? But sometimes you might want to try to do something special, whatever, and put your finger over, do a magic trick or something. Who knows? You dig what I'm saying to you? So
yeah,
we got to understand that it's things in life is about good and evil.
yeah,
That's what it's about. That's the war. And the war is not good and evil with other people. It's the good and evil within self. That's what it is. See, a lot of these words and men put together is whitewashing up so they can stay up top. I guarantee you, if I was in the church preaching this word right there, I have over $1 million.
yeah,
Because I wouldn't give him the whole thing, give him half one, make him feel good, get that music going. Next thing you know, that money coming around. Because it deal on what? Vibration and emotions.
yeah. That's how I know
That's
racism is
how we
a
got tricked.
thing, man. I know racism is a real big key that they use because let's say anything else. We all had a girl before they might treated us bad. We ain't start talking to girls. We ain't just start hating all girls. We still just looking for a better one. So it's just like with anything, even a job you might not like, you can just say fuck it, I don't want to work no more or make money. You just find something better to do that generate money. But anytime we hear something negative about somebody white did something, we just like fuck all white people like that. It's no different than a dirty cop. It ain't all bad cops out here. It ain't all bad white people, but they use that. They can use one or two people that's doing bad, and they act like that's just the whole race. And it's just like people be so mad at what some white dude did to some black dude that they don't even know. But it's like, but you can forgive somebody who just basically hurt you spiritually and you can move on. You can why you got hatred towards your white counter neighbor now or somebody just in the area just off their skin color. And I said, man, that's where we gone wrong at. And I ain't saying that ain't no racist people out here. They fucked up too. If they think that way, I think that's something they need to work on. But I said they've been using this a lot, and it's working. I don't know if it had ever not worked because sometimes I still see videos and I be like, man, this motherfucker Karen, So it's just like that's been a big thing, man. I think once we get past that, man, anything's the limit. Anything.
You in your 30s.
Yeah, I'm 36.
Yeah. So I mean, it's good that you feel that way. You know what I'm saying? As far as just be careful. You know what I mean? It's good you feel that way. But just be careful because it's like they, you ain't meet the right people. I met them. You know what I'm saying? I met crooked police. I didn't deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Pulled me over, all that type of stuff. So I'm just
Oh,
saying. I
nah,
know.
I met him. I'm from the hood. I live right
Yeah.
here in Walker Place. Like I'm
No.
born and
Okay.
raised in Southeast. Like this shit, I've
I'm
been
almost.
around,
No,
but
I'm just saying. I'm almost. Me almost been 50.
yeah,
How I see white
I
people
had
is
curves.
different than a 36-year-old.
Yeah,
And we can ask Hakeem might be like 54, 55. He see white people different than us. It's different levels of how we see white people. I'm just telling you that right now.
nah, it
I
Sure
definitely.
don't
it
see white people the same way you see white people. I see white people in a whole
is.
different
And guess
it's
what?
Yeah,
You
different
know
life.
what?
it's
And you know
regular
why?
birth
You know
today.
why?
Why?
Numbers is there for a reason. Because more numbers you got on you, more you're gonna see it, more you're gonna understand, and more you learn. That means wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
Mm-hmm. I just see
But I
everybody.
see your evolve now. Since I seen you back in the day, Sultan, I can't even call you little Sultan no more. But back in the day, Sultan,
Yeah.
and that's nothing. I can't call you little Sultan because you represent your father now,
Right,
and so
right. But
you
now
Sultan.
You used to say that so much. You used to say that Jerry so much. You probably was you the only one to call me that so much? You little Sultan. You probably
Yeah.
the only one to call me that for real, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, who else called me that besides you, yeah?
Yeah. So from the time then and now, you have evolved. You went to a whole nother level.
I appreciate you have too.
You
Man,
know, a whole nother level.
I just
And the
be like,
reason for all of this, we got to understand the elite. When I call the elite, that's not just white people. Elite is black people too. So the elite is the bad ones to me.
yeah,
It's
that's
not
one.
it's not a color. Because that same person of your color can destroy you just as hard than a white person could. So
Black
that,
it's not about black and white, it's about the elite who's doing the wrong.
mm-hmm. But
So now
you gotta know your opponent. You gotta know your opponent. You have to know your opponent,
I agree.
or
So so
you will really.
so right. So if the master of art, the war of art, if we don't know who it is, how can we have war with them? And especially if you don't study who your enemy is and understand what where. That's a minefield right there. I can't step on that. I'm gonna blow things up. What I mean by that is I can't step on racism. I'm gonna blow things up because I might kill the wrong person.
That's true.
I killed a white dude all the time. The brother right there, get ready to duke me out.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why you always see wild drawings of Christopher Columbus. You read them old books, you'll find out that was just another nigga that sold us out. It never made sense to
Exactly.
me why they allow him to come in and they teaching them how to live he looked like them. He was one of us. And then once he figured things out, he called them peoples in to take over. But they always try to make it seem like he just this white seller and he was another nigga y'all used, the infiltrators. Same thing y'all did with the Black Panther Party. Everything. They do it all the time. They pro opposition, meaning that they create like Candace Owens and people, Dr. and stuff for you to follow, but they got control over these people. So they want you to follow Farrakhan's and all these people, man. Because at the end of the day, they government funded. So it's like how you talk about these people, but then you look and see like y'all get funded and flown around through government funding. It's like it makes sense. The church got to go through the government though. So he might just got it. That's something he might got to do what he need to do for his people. So I don't knock him for it, but I just like it's hard to trust when you talking about the people and but you still working with them. Maybe because you got to. But I'm just like, nah, man, I can't. I can't trust the 1%. I just don't trust them. Them the ones who give us the news, give us the stories, give us our history. History always changes. Every year you find out something new. You be like, oh, they ain't tell us this. They ain't tell us. So imagine what else they ain't telling us. They always say scriptures missing out the book. Imagine how many scriptures really missing out the book. They're gonna tell you a number, but it's probably way more than that. It's probably history before that we don't know. It always start right here where they tell us it started at. I just be so interested in old stories, and it'd be so many stories that don't even mention half of the things they be mentioning. They talking about giants and stuff like that. It's like them the stuff I'm interested in. And I think the Bible is a history book as well, collectively, but they done made it more than that now. I think they done added a lot of stuff to it, and it still helps. I think it helped tremendously, but I can't actually believe it literally. Like I don't think those God words. I think it's words from men who was in control at that time, who stole this knowledge from people and they didn't understand. They couldn't translate everything. That's why it's an apple on the tree, but it wasn't ever an apple. They just say no, so they just say fuck it, just say it's an apple. And it's like how much other words did they do that to? What else did they do that to? It just always been weird to me, man. But we know good from bad. We know right from wrong. We shouldn't need a book to know that you shouldn't kill your brother. You know, you shouldn't be trying to harm your brother. I hear people say self defense. Well, that means your other brother trying to harm you. You shouldn't be out here harming your brother. It's just like you read Chris Columbus' diary. He said we ain't know nothing about violence. We ain't had committed murder or any crimes when he was here. He said he just was happy because he knew it'd be easy to take than he thought it would be. That was like that's crazy. That's how nice of people we was. We were just we didn't fight. We didn't do all the stuff that you see black people doing today. Every time I turn on TV, another kid shot. Kids fighting, oh, another stabbing, another shooting. These kids rapping about it. They bragging about it. I got bodies. I'm smoking on Tuka. I was like, what in the hell is going on? If our people from back then got to come back and look at us now, they'd be disappointed, man. They'd be hurt. They'd know that they lost the war. They lost the war because they still got us spiritually enslaved. We might be physically enslaved, but we spiritually slaves. Stuck in they
Right,
make.
because right, we spiritual enslaved because we still trying to fight a lie. We trying to, and we've been whitewashed so many times. But that's cool because no matter what they do to us, always going to overcome because we the originator innovators of this world. So therefore, we always going to come on top. Just like when they try to put the AIDS in our community, it backfired on them, and majority of their people got AIDS. The people, you know what I'm saying? The same way they try to kill, they killed all the Tuskegee Airmen, giving them the smallpox or not the smallpox, but one of the disease, and and just to see how it acts. But truth of the matter is, just think about all the stuff they did to us to see how what it does to us. But every one of them things they done to us, we overcome. It's like we superhuman to them, Superman, and they just trying to find the right kryptonite to kill us off, and it just don't work. That's the bottom line. Because we always going to overcome because we are the original children of God. You got this copper tone, you under the sun God. Then we get to that later on. Later on, because each show we're gonna do, we're gonna give a little bit more. We can't give it all. Like I said, we give it all at one time. Then your brains might come out your ear. We ain't here to confuse anyone. We here to uplift, positive with love, give people understanding, and know and know how to look for themselves and see what we talk about is that's true or that's some facts in their life. So we don't want nobody to take this saying that we want you to investigate it. It's not a dictatorship. We come together collectively to talk about what we all love, and that's the Creator. That's what we're doing here. How to get closer to the Creator with understanding, with knowledge, with wisdom, and know why certain things been put in place out here in this world to keep us from having shows like this, keep us from even talking about it. Even having the nerve and the heart to talk about it, to question the word that everybody said that's the word of God. Do you think that God wouldn't want us to question that to make sure? Or do you think God want a fool, or do he want a wisdom, wise king, or he want a weak, stupid king, believe anything? Stand, as they say, united you stand, divided you fall. You know what I'm saying? Don't go for anything. You know what I'm saying? God want a wise, loyal king with understanding and knowledge and wisdom to work his affairs here. Being connected to him, understanding that you are a spirit of God, makes you a God walking this earth. And if you're scared to say that, then you're not ready. And that's how it is. That's my belief. You walking the earth for 60 years, started early.
Mm-hmm.
Started real early. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. My mother died of me, and y'all two know the story. I'm telling the world now. My mother died in my face when I was 6, 7 years old. That was my heart. The only thing I knew was her. I had to figure it out. because she preached to me, told me about God. So now I got to I got to figure out why God take her. Don't you know I need her? I'm just a kid. I'm here by myself. So now the narrative started. Because why? I'm seeking God. Because the foundation was already put there by my mother. And I can picture it because it's me. It's my bloodline. This is happening to. So I can picture God because I'm older now. I can see it. Okay, Shirley, that's my mother's name. It's time for you to come on home. And I came up, what about my baby? He's going to be fine. We got him. And you're going to be watching over him anyway. But we need you here. We need him to go through. Because you know why? Pressure makes diamonds. Point blank. If you don't have no pressure in your life, what are you going to become?
Yeah.
Just an old black dirty coal? Or you going to come to a shining diamond worth more than money can even offer?
Yeah, I think it ain't nothing new under the sun. I think all this technology and stuff we think so amazing is old. Like if you look up the early 1900s, late 1800s, they had electric cars everywhere. Electric scooters, bikes, everything. They had a festival where they show off all their little technology cars and stuff. So it's like, nah, they just was making so much money off gas and stuff. It didn't make sense for the economy at the time, But a lot of this stuff is old, and I just be like, where did they get the blueprints from? They won't tell us. But at the end of the day, if a civilization 1,000 years from now came across some old shit in America and they found a Harry Potter book, oh my God. Like I can't imagine what they believe in. They would be praying to Harry Potter. It's like they would even have images in some of these books. So it's just like even if some people came across some books that had these stories in it, it's just like why y'all think that books didn't exist? Why y'all think storytelling didn't exist? Like y'all just think it exists in our time. It's just like it don't make sense to me. Like why y'all think it's carvings of helicopters and shit on these walls and stuff. They had things. Why they kept saying, "Oh, they was these things with wheels flying from the sky, them airplanes." And we been had flying cars. People like we gonna have flying cars one day. It's called an airplane. It drive off the runway. You can turn it and everything. They just ain't gonna make it like you just fly on the road. But it's just a lot of things that I just think that been happening and it's constantly happening, but now they just pushing little things out there, bits and pieces, so they can stay on top. And I just think they make sure they kids and stuff marry a certain bloodline, don't deal with certain people, regular people like us. They just stick with people in power so they can stay within power. That's why you see a lot of rich kids. Their parents was president, so they become president. And then they
Yeah.
kids become president. It's like these dudes ain't barely educated. You can see it now on television, starting to show more and more in the debates. They not even really talking about real problems. They talking about grab you by the pussy. Trump said this, but what about the real issues? They don't even sound like politicians no more because the kids not taking school that serious no more, and they kids probably not taking school that serious. So it's like politicians getting dumber and dumber, and we starting to see and we starting to figure this shit out. It's just back in the day, you can storm the castle or the king. Nowadays, you don't know who's in charge. You can storm the White House. Hey, president ain't the guy. He's a puppet. We don't know who pulled the strings on him for real. So it's just like we don't really know who in charge, but we do know it's a small group of people, and there's more of us out here. So we need to start rallying up. If we want change, we need to demand it, but we can't do it with a few people because they can just knock them people off, and then they just get other people to stand up. But we do it all together at once. They can't take care of comedy on their own. They don't want to work. They don't want to actually go out here and plant food and grow food and hunt and stuff. They want us to do it. And that's all they doing. They got us out here doing all the work, giving us a little entertainment while they sitting back, living like gods, having heaven on earth. And they telling us we gotta wait till we can get out. Nah, they got us fucked up. We gotta wake up.
So yeah, and based on that, Molly, before we get out of here, I know we going in. Just put that video. I would just want to leave with that.
Which one?
With the video, the one with the kingdom of God. Luke 17:21.
I know what you're talking about. Gotta make sure that volume up on this one. And it say part 1, so they might have a part 2 too. But we got part 1. They can add them. All right, there you go.
Openly declare that you are God operating in human form. 2,000 years of conventional religious interpretation have convinced billions otherwise. When Moses asked for the divine name, the answer was, I am, exactly the same consciousness that you experience right now, not symbolically, literally. Jesus stated, before Abraham was, I am, and I and the Father are one, revealing that you and the creative power of the universe are identical. The very scriptures they read every Sunday scream the truth. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You don't need a connection with God because you are the divine consciousness itself, pretending to be limited. That constant fear of cultivate, it's shaping your future right now. Do you accept the feeling of scarcity as normal? It's programming your bank account. You were trained from childhood to look for God outside, to pray to something external, to ask permission to exist fully. But you need to understand the exact mechanism by which your feelings become your reality, because most will die without ever discovering that they always had the power to create any life they desired.
You are God experiencing life through a human body, but you have spent your entire existence searching for a connection with an external divinity that never existed separate from you. The scriptures themselves declare this truth openly, although 2,000 years of biased translation and dogmatic interpretation have obscured the obvious. When Moses asked for the divine name at the burning bush, the answer was, I am that I am. Precisely the same consciousness that you experience now while reading these words. That fundamental certainty of existing, prior to any identification with name or form, constitutes the divine presence operating through human experience. Not a spark, not a connection, but the total creative power of the universe, manifesting as individual consciousness. Neville Goddard exposed this mechanism without ambiguity in Feeling is the Secret. Consciousness is the one and only reality, not figuratively, but literally. Every object, person, and circumstance in the physical world represents states of consciousness, crystallized into apparent form. The observer creates the observed, not poetically, but operationally. Jesus Christ stated, "The kingdom of heaven is within you, and I and the Father are one," revealing not a special condition of his own, but the nature of all human consciousness. When understood literally, these declarations destroy the religious power structure built upon the premise of separation. If each individual recognized their divine identity,
The scripture
You see what I'm saying? That's what we're not understanding. We already got it. We ain't got to go to get it. We are it. We got to unlock our mind, let our spirit flow. We got to take fear out of existence, that we can't challenge what is being taught to us. And that's why fear is in place. Fear is in place so you won't challenge the obvious. Because if you don't have fear, you're going to challenge. But if you got fear, oh, I'm going to make a mistake, I can't do that about God, this and that. No, God wants us to investigate. He wants us to know the truth. He wants us to involve our minds.
Right.
Because see, even in the Bible, it's more to Jesus Christ, that's not his name. His name Yahshua. the true name. And he ain't sure ain't white. I gotta make it correct. He sure ain't white and blue eye white, long stringy hair. He has wolves and skin of bronze. I ain't gonna never have to say that again. We know that's what we established here with this on this show. So I never had to say it again, but I want to be politically correct, you know. But just alone, people don't understand when Yahshua, he left at a childhood, I think he was 11 or 12, and was gone, didn't show back up for, I think I'll get the age, but I know he didn't show back. I don't know if it was 33, but I know he showed up. He was gone for a while. Nobody even talk about the document. They took that out. If you know everything out about Jesus walking, Yahshua walking, why would you take out where he been at? Why you
Ethiopian,
want to dismiss it?
Ethiopian got more books than the Bible.
I understand that, but the thing is, just to take that out alone, because once you find out where he got that, and in the next segment, anybody who would like to know, share and like, I was giving to y'all tomorrow where he went at. This is what they saying where he went at. From scholars, since you want to talk, we be talking scholars now. And where he went at that time.
Ain't no
The other thing, watch this. We got to understand everything is connected through the anatomy of the body. Okay? Which the Bible, the Quran, all these books, it's astrology. It's anatomy to your body. Yahshua died at the age of 33. That I do know. That's documented, right? We're all going to agree on that. But did everybody know you got 33 vertebrae in your body, in your back?
Yeah, 33 vertebrae. And
And
you know,
each one of the vertebrae represent a chakra.
yeah, you know, when you meditate and when they reach the top,
You
it
going to
dies
your,
and they go
yeah.
right back down to the bottom. That's where you get Santa Claus from. That shit is amazing. The Claus.
So it's deep.
Yeah,
So look,
that's deep.
Gentlemen, I know with our other program, we got other shows y'all can tune in on Wednesday for the start season of DMV Talk with the NFL sports, the DMV divisional. We got Tito Los, Brother Idris, my man Coy, myself and Marty.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all can tune on Wednesday. Where we at? 8 o'clock Wednesday, Molly?
Yep.
8 o'clock Wednesday. We're gonna be doing a lot on that. We're gonna have giveaways. We're gonna have giveaways. You give meals. We're gonna get meals from brother Idris restaurant. What's Brother Idris restaurant again?
Today's piece.
Today's Pizza. That's what I wanted you to say. Today's Pizza. Get it today. So, he's one of our panel. Then Tito Los, we got the jerseys. So we giving away little, we're going to have little trivial questions and everything. But this show is Wake Up Mondays, but we're going to switch it to Tuesday. Am I correct, Molly?
Yeah.
Tuesday, 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Because football season in, we got to study. We be fact checking. So, Monday Night Football. So we got to know our stuff. So we studying. We ain't just out there talking. Just like this show, we studying and studying to make ourselves provable. So that's what we got to do. So that's why we switching it to Tuesday, to Wake Up Tuesday. And so y'all see us next week on this show. If you like, please subscribe. Tell your friend about us. And let's talk. If y'all want to come in the show, get in contact with Molly, or y'all can inbox us, text us, let us know if y'all want to come on the show as a guest. We can do that as well. So I want to take this time, just get a flow back to engineer, and my comrade, my little brother, my little big brother, because he ain't little Sultan no more. That's Sultan. Grown man. Yes, sir. I love that brother, man. I love him, man. His whole family, man, good family. And like I was telling everybody the story, I was telling him the story, you know, is his father is the one that got me to where I am. Business and doing everything that I'm doing right now today, being respectful. Person work for me, get paid. You know, all that. You know, he put the blueprint. He gave me the blueprint. So my love, my flowers go out to that brother Sultan. Everybody know him as Zoe. He's my mentor. So, you know, I gotta give homage to him. That's why I got a lot of this knowledge too. So, and other people out there in my life as well, but I'm honoring him today. So that's all I got to say. I can keep on talking because I feel good. I released all that stuff out of me, what people need to hear. What you got to say? The floor is yours, man. That was my closing remarks.
Good, Marley.
Huh?
I shot past the Marley.
Molly, can you hear us?
Oh, my bad. I thought my mic was unmuted.
Oh,
I said I give everybody, I just, want everybody go out there do some research. Like these things that, we believe, these things that we read on. And if you got some things you can enlighten us on, share with me. I'm always open to learn, but I just encourage people just to find the love to just want to know where these things come from, why they do these things. And you'll start to understand probably why half the things that I'm saying, but, it's fun to me, just trying to understand the universe and where we might come from, where we might be going, and hearing other people's theories and what they believed in. And a lot of these things align and make sense, but I still encourage people to go out there and don't just go to church and hear what the pastor say or just hear what your buddies say. Just really do some research. It don't take that long. We got Google now. You can ask AI so much stuff now. So, I just encourage people to, start to research on their own. Even if somebody tell you it can be true, just to make sure. If somebody told you it's gonna be thunderstorming tomorrow, most people are like, no, I ain't see that on my, and they go back and check. So it's the same thing. Don't just take somebody's word because of their title. And I did that a lot growing up. Just because of somebody's title, I just thought what they say was true, but they just telling me based off what they believe. So I start taking on other people's beliefs. So it's like I don't want people to get caught up in that. Read for yourself, and then you decide what you want to believe. I'll leave it with that.
I like that. I'm gonna leave y'all with this right here. Basically, I had to go through life just Islam kept me on track as far as my morals. So I ain't know nothing about Christianity or the Bible. So Islam kept me morally intact. You know what I'm saying? As far as, don't get me wrong, a lot of Muslims go hard, like a Muslim from Philly. There's a lot of Muslims from DC too. You know what I'm saying? I'm tripping. You know what I mean? But I was the type of Muslim, I really felt like, man, I can't do this. Allah gonna punish me. I can't do this, or I can't do that. I can't go but so far with what I was doing, if that make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So, but then I learned about the Bible when I turned 40, and I'm into the Bible now. When I say I'm into the Bible, I believe the Bible. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by when I'm into it, because I'm not really doing everything I'm supposed to be doing as far as, you know what I'm saying, claiming to be an Israelite, which I know I am. But so I'm in a position as far as I do what I want to do to a certain degree. Like I do what I feel the Most High will forgive me for. I'm not going to put myself in a category where I got to do this, because I thought about it. Like I'm like, I want to be out there. Then I thought about it again. I said, I can't be. I ain't gonna say what I can't do, but I'm like, I ain't leave Islam to go into it to go into something else while I'm standing outside, holding it down, holding the fort down, reading the Bible, trying to get people to understand. I don't mind trying to help people, but I'm gonna help people the way I want to help people, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be in a category of this is how I'm gonna help people. I'm gonna help people the way I feel I want to help people, if that makes sense. So I do believe in the Most High. I do believe in the higher power, but I'm not going to follow everything that they say to follow, because that's not me. I'm gonna be me. I'd rather pass away knowing I was myself than passing away trying to do something else and I ain't have to do that. I dropped the mic with that.
I like that, man.
That was good, dude. I appreciate all of y'all, man. So next week, go ahead, Marty. You can close it out. You the engineer, brother.
No, I'm saying likewise.
So peace and love. You know, keep your head on the swivel. Always think.
Can't wait to see y'all next week on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Man,
Remember one thing. Take this with you. It's not how you feel. It's how you deal.
how you feel is how you deal.
That how you feel is how you deal. Okay. I'm gonna try to come with one next week. I'm gonna try to come with one for you next week. You got me. You got me that time. All right, man. I love y'all, man. See y'all next Tuesday.
Yes, sir. All right. Love you.